Hello friends, today I take up a new topic and the name of the topic is modernization of Indian military, a desire to become dominant power in Asia and the world. My lesson plan includes why is it in the news, why modernization of Indian armed force is necessary, comparative military strength of India, Pakistan and China, modernization of Indian army, criticism, acquisition of arms and ammunition from foreign countries, and finally conclusion. So friends, I will take up one by one points under this topic. If you like my channel, please share and subscribe AJIS Academy on YouTube and my Facebook page. So now let us start the proceedings. Why is it in the news? Friends, as you know that on Monday, according to Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI, released on 25th April, data of expenditure on military worldwide. India is one of the top 5 countries on military expenses in 2021. USA, China, India, the UK and Russia are the 5 countries which accounts for 62% of the total expenditure of the world on military affairs. Now world military expenditure crossed 2 trillion marks in 2021 in spite of the pandemic corona. India spends 76.6 billion American dollar and is the 3rd highest in the world. There is an increase of 0.9% from 2020, very marginal increase, and 33% from 2012. Now, India's military expenditure is 2.7% of the total GDP in 2021. India prioritized the modernization of its armed forces and self-reliance in armed production. 64% of capital outlay in 2021, the Indian military budget was earmarked for the acquisition of domestically produced arms to strengthen the indigenous arms industry. But there is a huge gap between China, USA and India. Friends, as you know that the military expenditure of USA is 10 times bigger than that of India. And American expenditure is 38% of the total world expenditure on military. While for China it is 14%. For India it is only 3.6%. For UK it is 3.2% and for Russia it is 3.1%. So what you see, there is a lot of gap between USA, China and other 3 powers like India, UK and Russia. Again, China allocated 293 billion American dollar in 2021, an increase of 4.7% from 2020 in spite of pandemic corona and 72% from 2012. So you see, if we compare with the military expenditure between India and China, what you find? While there is a marginal increase of 0.9% for India in 2021 from 2020, for China it is 4.7% in 2021 if we compare with 2020. Similarly, if we compare the military expenditure since 2012, what we find? While there is an increase of 33% in case of India, it is 72% in case of China. So friends, China is spending too much upon military. Moreover, China has become now second economic power. Its GDP is now reached at 15 trillion American dollar, while American GDP is around 21 trillion dollar. So we find that China is now catching up with USA in economic matters, and so we find that the military expenditure of China is increasing by leaps and bounds. However, still there is a huge gap between the military expenditure of the USA and China. Now friends, I switch over to another point. Why is modernization of Indian armed force necessary? Friends, as you see that a hostile China-Pakistan axis is developing on our north and northwestern frontier. To counter the increasing dominance of China in the Indo-Pacific region, both Pakistan and China are nuclear powers. Emerging bipolar world headed by USA and China, heavy expenditure by China on arms forces and its hostile attitude towards India. This chart will show you how both India and China spent on military since 1990. You see that while the total military expenditure is around 2% of the GDP of China, for India it is 2.5 or 2.7%. But since the size of economy of China is 5 times greater than that of India, even 2% military expenditure of its total GDP makes it 3 times more spending country in compared to India. So while India spent 76.6 billion American dollar in 2021, for China it was 293 billion American dollar. So there is a 4 times larger expenditure for China. This is the chart shown by Stockholm International Peace Research Institute (SIPRI), and in 1990 we find that the military expenditure for both China and India was same. But with passage of time, the changes occurred sharply for China, and you see that China crossed 200 billion American dollar in 16, while for India it was more than 50 billion American dollar. Nowadays for China the expenditure crossed over 293 billion American dollar. For India it is 76.6 billion American dollar in 2021. Now friends, I come to another point: comparative military strength of India, Pakistan and China. It is essential to know the comparative military strength of all these neighboring countries to assess our perception about the military strength of our neighboring countries. Indian Army strength, total active personnel 12 lakh, while for Pakistan it is 6,20,000 and for China it is 23 lakh. Combat tanks 4,426 for India, towed artillery 7,414 for Pakistan. The combat tanks are 2,924, towed artillery 3,278. For China, combat tanks 6,457, towed artillery 6,246. But friends, we must know that while Indian Army's strength is 12 lakh, while for China it is 23 lakh, but India has more than 12 lakh army personnel as reserve force, while for China it is only 5 lakh, and we will also discuss it later on. Air power, total aircraft strength 2,102, Pakistan total aircraft strength 951, Chinese air power, total aircraft strength 2,955. India's naval power, India's total naval assets 295 vessels, Pakistan's naval power, Pakistan's total naval assets 197, and for Chinese naval power, Chinese total naval assets 714 vessels. India has got 15 submarines, Pakistan 8 submarines, and China 68 submarines. India has nuclear capability with 130 nuclear warheads. Pakistan has 140 nuclear warheads, while China has 270 nuclear warheads. So friends, we see that India has 21 lakh reserve force, while in China it is only 5 lakh as reserve force. So if we compare with China, we certainly find that Chinese army or its naval power or its air power is greater than that of India. But friends, we must know that India has more experience in high altitude war. Chinese never waged war since 1979 Sino-Vietnamese war. So secondly, now the demographic dividend is completely in favor of India. Why? Because since 2018 the labor force in India will constitute 69.5%, while the dependency load is not more than 30.5%, whereas for China the demographic dividend will start getting in adverse direction after 2028, whereas the dependency load will increase and the percentage of labor force in the entire population will decrease. But for India, demographic dividends will continue to give benefit till 2055. So friends, you see that at the present moment, although the strength of Chinese army is certainly superior to Indian Army, but so far as experience of waging war in high altitude is concerned, China has less experience in comparison to Indian armed forces. Secondly, demographic dividends will favor India till 2055, and this dividend now will cut down after 2028 for China. So after 2028, even the recruitment for armed forces will be very difficult. Problems for China because of its faulty policy of one-child norms for 20 years. Now this one-child norms has been reversed, but China will have to suffer for next 20 to 25 years on account of the one-child policy norms. Now I switch over to modernization of the Indian Army. Changing geopolitical situation and landscape necessitated modernization. Tension with China and the ongoing Ladakh standoff, terrorist activities of Pakistan and its hostile attitude towards India, its provocation of non-state actor to create troubles in Jammu and Kashmir, threats from advancing technology like artificial intelligence, cyber war. India's role in regional security is basically a non-combatant roles, particularly in Indian Ocean region, where on account of earthquake, volcanoes, tsunamis, thousands and thousands of people are affected, and it is the bounden duty of India to help Indian Ocean region countries in the time of adverse situation because of natural calamities. Revamping military equipment. So these are the important reasons for the modernization of Indian Army. Now India must catch up to China in the domain of technological advancement, and particularly in the field of artificial intelligence. India seeks a shift from buying weapons from foreign countries to exporting its indigenous defense product to outside world. We have seen that how India inked a deal of 375 million American dollar with Philippines for the export of BrahMos missile. India's arms imports accounts for nearly 10% of the global total, with Russia being the country's main supplier. Our import, out of the total import, 46% imports of military equipments are from Russia. So there is a heavy dependence upon Russia so far as military equipments and hardwares are concerned. India wants to become a big exporter of weapons in the next 5 years, and it has target to achieve 5 billion American dollar in next 5 years. Now India manufactures artillery guns, aircraft carriers and submarines, and this is a big achievement for all of us. India aims to make Atmanirbhar Bharat By promoting investment in research and development and production in the defense sector, India produces light combat aircraft Tejas and now ordered for the manufacture of another 83 Tejas. Government permitted foreign direct investment up to 74% in defense production, even surpassing Reserve Bank of India. Government is to spend 130 billion American dollar in next 5 years to modernize armed forces and bolster their combat capabilities. The plan includes procurement of a range of weapons, missiles, air defense system, fighter jets, submarines, warships, drones, surveillance equipment, extensive use of artificial intelligence. And in addition to these equipment, India has also launched integrated guided missile system where Prithvi, Akash, BrahMos, Agni, these missiles are being developed to increase India's defense capabilities vis-a-vis China and Pakistan and other countries of the world. Now, there are certain criticism leveled against India's defense policy. Number one, obsolete equipment. And friends, you know that in 1962 wars, India was defeated by China on account of obsolete equipment. So, there is urgent requirement to change all the obsolete equipment and to modernize our military hardwares, equipments and logistics. Lack of inadequate ammunition, inadequate research and development, over reliance on foreign import, and I have already told you that how we are dependent upon Russia for 46% of our total imports of military equipments. Lack of strategic culture among Indian political class in India. Indian Army faces resource crunch for procurement of arms in future. Indian armed forces are heavily dependent upon Russia for defense equipment. We are heavily dependent upon Russia and it goes to 46% of our total import. Acquisition of arms and ammunition from foreign countries. Friends, Government of India is now determined to modernize our armed forces by acquiring arms and ammunition from foreign countries to increase firepower. And so, around 7 lakh rifles, 44,000 LMGs, I mean light machine guns, 44,600 carbine have been acquired. From the US, it will acquire 72,400 assault rifles. From Russia, India will start an ordnance factory at Amethi for the manufacture of AK-203 rifles. From USA, India has ordered and inducted M777 155 Howitzer guns. DRDO developed Pinaka multiple rocket launcher with a range of 90 km. Indian Navy has 130 vessels only, and after 5 years, India will have 200 ships, 500 aircraft and world-class Navy, so that we can assert our authority in Indian Ocean region vis-a-vis the dominance of China. India is inducting various indigenous ships and submarines under different projects. Procured naval aircraft P-81 Neptune anti-submarine aircraft from USA, Russia leased out INS Chakra to India. India developed BrahMos cruise missile which can be used by Army, Navy and our Air Force. India purchased 36 Rafale from France and upgraded 21 MiG-29 and 12 Sukhoi MKI. India also developed intercontinental ballistic missiles Agni, which has now range between 5 to 6,000 kilometers. India purchased S-400 anti-missile defense system from Russia. So these are the efforts of India to upgrade our armed forces in the changing scenario. So now I come to the conclusion. Number one, India is enhancing its war fighting capacity. It will have to catch up with China in the field of artificial intelligence and cyber warfare. Because of the modernization, there is thrust upon indigenization of the production of defense equipment and reduction of imports from foreign countries. India wants that its imports should be diversified and it should not be heavily dependent of Russia for military hardwares. UK has promised to transfer technology of fighter jet planes. The recent visit of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson confirmed the transfer of technology of fighter jets. India now aims at striving for self-reliance in defense and to make India capable of meeting challenges from China and Pakistan. So, friends, the important aspect of our foreign policy is to have a fighting capability in case of joint attack by Pakistan and China. Secondly, India must have a dominant role in Indian Ocean region vis-a-vis China. And that's why India has become the part of Quad, consisting of the US, Japan, Australia and India, in order to check the growing influence of China in South China Sea and Indian Ocean region. And these two objectives of Indian foreign policy is now fully supported by the modernization of Indian Army, by its increased capability, weapon power. So I hope that you might have liked this video. If you like my channel, please share and subscribe my channel AJIS Academy Indore for more and more videos. Thank you.